So, Stephen D here on Pure 24/7 Radio, and I'm joined as ever by one of the writers from Pure Media, the magazine. Hello, Simon.
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to have you on the radio and really excited to talk about your column. This will be the first time we've chatted with you about your column, actually.
It really is. Yeah, no, completely. I heard about this amazing program you do, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, why haven't they invited me? Right? I mean, then suddenly, yeah, there I am, an invite, and it's a joy to have a chat about the magazine and the certainly my articles. So.
Excellent. Yeah, really, really excited to get into that. Before we get to the article, before we get into that, what do you get up to? What do you do?
So my job at the moment is working with Age UK Milton Keynes. I'm an event and community and PR fundraiser for them, and I encouraged people to see some of the needs of Age UK Milton Keynes and to see the fact that we have to raise 3 million a year locally, or money raised locally stays locally. And although we are attached to Age UK, our localization means that we are a charity in ourselves. So we have to find money. And my job is to try and find people who love the fact that they love old people and they love things that we do, and they want to invest into keeping those services going.
Excellent. So that's what you get up to. And also, I mean, if that wasn't enough, you also are in Pure Media, the magazine, with a column. So do you want to tell us in how you got into doing this? Because you enjoy theatre, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I've been involved, I think, in theatre. I've been involved in theatre since probably the age of 8, genuinely, and love watching it. My father was an actor, and he used to gets to go along to TV things and also theatre things. And I discovered a love of local theatre. And then when we got the opportunity, we could go and see a proper play in London. And just that sheer excitement of the anticipation as you arrive, you're gathering your seats and yourself for the big number as the curtain opens, whether it's a musical or it's a straight play. And here's an opportunity to experience something of somebody who's crafted their life into this particular role that they're playing. And that's just outstanding. There's a moment where having been involved myself as well, and being an actor on stage, you realize, you spent months working on this craft, and you want other people to not only enjoy it, but also to be a part of it as well, and believe that you're that person. Not just believe you're playing that person, but believe that you're that person. And so I started watching and I started writing about my experiences of that, and suddenly I got to start reviewing on the radio quite a while ago, and then I got asked locally to review and put things into print as well. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity. Number one, to get to see a lot of shows, but also the opportunity to share that love with other people as well.
Absolutely. So am I right in thinking this is definitely a passion for you?
Oh, 100%. I would genuinely go and watch shows a lot more times, but I restrict it as it is, but it's 100% a passion. Thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. And with that, let's talk about the one that you review in the March edition of Pure Media, the magazine. So this is Matthew Bourne's The Red Shoes. Tell us a little bit about what you saw.
Yeah, so this is an incredible. Matthew Bourne is an incredible director and producer of his own shows with ballet included. And I call Matthew Bourne a great stepping stone into watching ballet. If you don't like ballet, go and watch a Matthew Bourne's ballet. Why? Because it's ballet for the uninitiated. It's ballet for those with first steps into ballet. Because it throws in a storyline around it. Like Edward Scissorhands, he's done Swan Lake, and now he's also got Matthew Bourne's The Red Shoes, and there's a number of others that are coming up as well. You're watching it with a new perspective that actually feels like you're hearing the characters speak. You're watching them come alive to the sound of music and to the actions that they have with that as well. And I always feel that Matthew Bourne's done an incredible job in enabling you, the person never watched ballet before in your life, to go, I really like this. I genuinely really like this. And he incorporates a sense of contemporary dancing as well as perfectly good ballet as well, but it's just all a lovely mix of dance within the context. So the red shoes, with all of that in mind, is this story of love and jealousy, inevitably, where somebody falls in love with someone else, they fall out of love, and they then get back together again. And her love for ballet has to make a choice between her dancing or her partner, and it's very cleverly done. At one point, the scenery just comes alive with these amazing stage on a stage. So you've got your stage, and then on the stage is this massive stage set of curtains. And as they turn around, you like go backstage to front stage, and you have an audience on stage. You get kind of perceive this whole thing together, and then you get to see some of the offstage antiques as well. And then they tour, and you get to see all these lovely locations. And there's a beautiful scene where they go to the seaside, and it's very picturesque from a kind of like almost that 1950s 1930s staging of like a picture postcard scene, those bright colors, those stripes across, and there's some beautiful dancing, almost reminiscent of, I don't know if you've seen Mamma Mia, where they do that whole dance sequence, and it's around about the sea, and it's just very, very, very funny. So you go, oh, it made me laugh, it made me cry, it just took me to a point where I was so invested in what is being said and done, was just outstanding.
That's amazing. I mean, we talk about on the radio a lot because we are very passionate about music, how powerful music is. But something that music does is it often makes you want to dance. And that's essentially what this is, isn't it? Ballet is dancing. And I think sometimes I forget how powerful dancing is and in telling that story.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because like if you start going, it's a piece of music that a little soundbite you would have known, you would have heard, and you knew, and then you go, oh, your head would go to there. Or you got a piece of music that with speaking in it, say from say Mary Poppins or something, and you'd instantly recognize it for being a non-pop, but just musical tunes within that. But on a serious overture like something from Gladiator is just outstanding, that takes you on a journey through sound. Do you know what I mean? Just at that point where Hans Zimmer brings that music alive. Do you know what I mean? And when you are at a ballet, or when you are at a show, when you hear that in its rawest form, where there's a real musician really playing that trumpet, or that violin, or flute or something, it comes alive. It touches you in a place where you go, I can breathe this music in. It's just absolutely phenomenal.
That's amazing. I mean, just chatting to you now, I have this sudden urge to go and see the theatre. I mean, that's the thing. It's not like watching a film where it's amazing, amazing films out there, but you watch it on the screen and you're kind of, there's a disconnect because you're not actually there. But with theatre, you're actually right there watching them and hearing it. And as you say, sort of breathing in the music.
Yeah, you truly are. I think there is nothing better than live theatre, where you get to see some people that you know, some people you don't know, but most of all, just that hope that you just believe what you see, and go from there. Let me tell you a funny story. I was playing the part of a character in The Railway Children called Mr. Perks, and Mr. Perks didn't like presents, didn't like children really, and he sadly he has a situation where he has to look after these three children, and they're messing around one day, and they're down on the tracks. They've just gathered all these people's presents to give to him, and he calls it charity. He says he doesn't want charity. And at one point, I'm stood there shouting at these children, saying I don't want their charity. They can just go and give it all back. And I paused, and this lady from the audience, no word of a lie, spoke up and went, "You are so ungrateful." I went, oh my gosh, she's believed me. Oh yeah, so she's actually believed me. And so suddenly I find myself in a situation where I said, you wouldn't want charity if you'd been in my position. And she got it. And I just went, oh my gosh. And I kind of came off and went, that meant meant so much to me, because suddenly someone believed the part that I was playing.
That's amazing, yeah, and that is something you will get from theatre, not so much from films. So it's really cool to be chatting with you about this. Now, as we sort of sum up this production, The Red Shoes, what would you want people to? What would you say to someone who was unsure about going to watch it? What would be your encouragement to them?
Yeah, I think there's a moment where I genuinely would honestly say if you like ballet, you'll love it. If you don't like ballet, you'll love it. And I promise you, you'll come away going, you'll have a newfound love for dance and ballet at the theatre. And the storyline is incredibly obvious to look towards to see who's playing who's going where, what's happening next. And I think that helps itself as well because suddenly you'll find, then you can be in a position where you go, no, I get it. I really get this quite easily. So see the Red Shoes when it's quite close to you because it's on around the country, and grab yourself another Matthew Bourne ballet because they are absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much for joining us, Simon. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk about theatre, something that I don't often think about or necessarily talk much about. So it's a real pleasure for you to bring your insight and to bring your review to the magazine and to the radio. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.